So the first thing we need to do to animate this Illustrator drawing is to arrange the layers. And one of those things is going to be to collapse things up so you can really see what you're working with. I don't need this hair layer, so I'm going to toss it. Here's an empty layer. Don't need that one as well. It'll just complicate things in After Effects. You can see here that I can easily hide the body and the arm, allowing me to Control A and select all. This is also a good time to see if you've got some extra little bits and pieces that you want to delete. If this bounding box is not directly around your picture, it usually means there's something out there that you can't see and didn't notice. I do want to group all of this together, so I'm going to right click and group so that this is all on a single head layer. That does leave me with an empty layer. Anytime you have a lot of things grouped together, you'll end up with some empty stuff. You can also see that I have an arm. For this lesson, I'm just going to put the arm in there with the body. So that I just have two layers that I'm worried about right now. I'm going to save this, File, Save As, and I've already copied the file name that I'm expecting for this. Oh, looks like I didn't get it. I'm going to go back here and copy so that I can save it. This way, when I want to go back and change out hairstyles or whatever, I'm not messing with this one. All the changes I made can be difficult to undo. And this, of course, has the date, what it is, and your name should be on there as well. That way we know exactly which one we're going to bring in to After Effects. I'd like us to stay with the 2018 version of After Effects. I already have it open here, and you can see that we're pretty much just empty. So we're ready to import that file. So we go to File, Import, File. And here in the Vector Graphics Project folder, I can find the bobblehead. What's very important here is that we want to bring it in as a composition. We made our artboard 1920 by 1080. So the composition that it will create from the artboard is going to be exactly the right size for exporting in HD later. We want to retain the layer sizes. It also retains exactly where they're positioned. So I'm going to change it to that one, make sure nothing else is checked, and import. Now that I have something in here, I want you to notice it starts off as an untitled project. That's a terrible name for a project. So the first thing I'm going to do after that is File, Save As, and make sure I'm in my Vector Graphics Project folder. You can use the same name this time, just to keep it simple. Once we do that, here's the composition. You can see that I've got the two layers in here, and they're still separate. Notice that it doesn't look like it did in Illustrator because it automatically has a transparent background, which is black right here. So one of the first things we want to do is add an extra layer. These are the layers, and their order is very important. This is kind of like a timeline in Premiere, except it has a fixed 30 seconds. It's really easy to shorten a composition, but it's a lot harder to make it bigger. So it's better to really overestimate. It's better to make a 5-minute composition just 10 seconds than it is to make a 30-second one into 35 because you want more time. Let's go up here to Layer. We're going to add a new solid. And it's pretty cool because you can change the color here, and it actually knows what that color is, and it'll give it a decent name. I'm just going to go with white, so it'll look just like an Illustrator and keep the same size. Notice that we can't see our head and body anymore because the white solid layer's on top. We're going to bring that underneath those two layers, and now we have the head and the body that we're ready to animate.